I wanted to give you all an honest update on where we think we are and where we might be in terms of the current pandemic of COVID-19. First, let me say a huge thank you to everybody because you've done so much to help us adapt to this unusual situation. Many of you worked very, very hard in helping to deliver online teaching, exams, to maintain research wherever it's possible, but I know for a lot of you, there have been some real hardships. We are now looking towards the future, both in terms of recovery and hopefully a release of lockdown whenever that's safe, although even when that happens, it's likely to be gradual and there will be much that follows it. We're also looking to the next academic year and asking questions about whether students will come to join us or not, about whether they'll want to start in September or January and what they'll want to study. And most importantly, about the very likely loss of significant numbers of international students and those from mainland Europe. You will have all seen many analyses, both in the UK and globally, about the fact that universities are facing an incredibly difficult position. We expect it's likely that we will lose half our international students. That in itself is a loss of over £150 million. There are further losses that we're already facing, such as residencies, catering, and other commercial activities. It is possible, and we don't know if this will happen, that we could lose as many as 80% of all our international students and 20% of our European students. This would result in a loss of well over £250 million in 1 year. Hence, what we're looking at is potential reductions in the total income to the University of Manchester for the next academic year of between 15 and 25%. We've already taken a lot of actions to mitigate against this. You'll have seen many of them: freezing new appointments and vacancies unless they're essential, stopping any non-essential spend, halting on any projects that are not essential, and that includes capital projects, purchase of equipment. We've obviously been developing online. We've been reducing expenditure in any way we possibly can do. We've also been part of a major bid to government for support for universities, but obviously we don't know if that will be successful. We're looking at furloughing some of our staff so that they can be paid in part by government when they're not able to work, though that has no reflection on the individual staff who may be furloughed. All of that will be a great help. And of course, we don't know whether the changes will come and if they will come in the autumn. But if they do, we'll have to take very much greater steps. The turnover of our university is about £1.1 billion a year. Of that, 44% is student fee income. And of our total expenditure, £600 million is on staff. So if those predictions about our loss of students become reality, it means we will have to make significant pay savings. If they're modest, we may be able to do this through delaying or stopping increments and pay awards and potential pay cuts, but we will not be able to rule out job losses. As a result of this, our senior leadership team and I have agreed to take a voluntary pay cut of 20% that will be reviewed regularly. In addition to not knowing how serious the situation will be, although it looks as though it will be fairly bad, we don't know how long it will last. It might be transient and the students may all come back the following year, perhaps even with a bounce back to more, as ones that didn't come in September 2020 decide to then join us in September 2021. But it may also be prolonged, particularly as we're facing a global recession. This is not good news I'm bringing you, and I'm sorry for that at this difficult time, but we felt it was right to be honest with you. Having said that, we're planning everything we can for both recovery and for mitigating any losses as they occur. And I have no doubt, given the huge spirit that has been shown by our staff and students in adapting to this situation already, that we will come out of this pandemic and this crisis stronger than before. Thank you.